Skyview High School Sports, a presentation of 106.9 FM, 1390 AM The Fan, and Cache Valley Daily. Brought to you by Adams Wealth Advisors, Great Basin Graphics, McDonald's, Logo Shop, Napa Auto Parts, Old Grist Mill, Les Olson Company, DD Auto Salvage, Logan Cash Rich Credit Union, and Cache Valley Daily. Now, it's time for the Skyview Bobcats on 106.9 The Fan.
Good evening and welcome to Skyview High School. It's the second round of the 4A state playoffs, and I'm John Newbold alongside Rex Davis as the number 1 seeded Skyview Bobcats are facing this number 17 seeded Bear River Bears. Some familiar foes from Region 11 are back here in Smithfield to duke it out in the second round of the 4A state playoffs. And Rex, that last time that these two teams met, it was a thriller down to the last play of the game, essentially, with 11 seconds left. The Bear River Bears had scored, and they decided to go for 2 to get the victory, or to at least take the lead 36-35. The receiver dropped the pass in the end zone. Skyview clings and wins 35-34. Even though they had a great game from Brevin Egbert, they got outscored in the fourth quarter 20-7.
Yeah, that game was absolutely thrilling, John. I think we walked out of here after 10 o'clock with our hearts still pounding because of that one. That was a wild ride to go on. Like you said, 35-34 for the Bobcats. It could be another close one here today, John. This is a good matchup. Bear River matches up well with Skyview, as we saw in the fourth quarter of that game.
Yeah, the Skyview Bobcats in that game, Thatcher had 249 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Egbert, 213 yards rushing on 27 carries, 3 touchdowns. And Brighton Williams had 190 yards, 2 touchdowns on 11 catches. Easton Ballard had 12 tackles to lead the Bobcats. For the Bears in that matchup, it was Owen Olson, 274 yards passing, 3 TDs and an interception. And he led their running backs with 106 yards rushing, and Jace Roberts, the speedster, nearly 200 yards receiving. He had 198 and 2 touchdowns. And then defensively, there was 3 players that had 6 tackles each to lead the Bears. All-time series, Skyview is 22-19-1 over the Bears. Skyview's won the last 10 in a row versus the Bears. The last time the Bears won was in 2004 in overtime, 20-19. But as we saw and we talked about, the Bears are a great team. They've been playing stronger at the end of the season. They went to Spanish Fork in a 16-17 matchup, and it was 14-14 at the half. And it looked like it was going to come down to the wire, but it didn't, because the Bear River Bears absolutely just destroyed Spanish Fork in the second half and won 47-33, but it wasn't even that close. Watching it, it didn't feel that close. It looked like the Bears dominated in the second half.
Yeah, and I feel like watching that game, we both kind of underestimated Bear River a little bit. We thought that game was going to be a little more tight, and we both kind of thought Spanish Fork might be able to walk away with that, but man, did Bear River look good. Bear River has size to him too, John. Running back Titan Jones, when he's out there warming up, that's a big kid. You spot him right off the bat. As well as, the guy that impresses me the most on this team is Jace Roberts.
Yeah.
Jace Roberts absolutely flies at wide receiver. 69 catches, 1,247 yards. He has caught 12 touchdown passes this season. The kid is just, he's something else, and that's going to be what Skyview has to focus on, is stopping Jace Roberts, not letting him get behind them.
So we've got more stats to talk about comparing these two teams, but we want to take a break and then come back with the coach's comments with Coach Hal. Again, your video experience on CacheValleyDaily.com is powered by Adams Wealth Advisors. Adams Wealth Advisors wants to understand your family, job, hobbies, and goals to earn your long-term financial trust. So got the Bronco out there, Ford Bronco, driving around on the field with the Skyview flags. I don't know if that's who that is, like inside the Bronco, but they're driving circles. Is this Grunig approved?
Ryan Grunig's standing right here, and he doesn't seem too upset, so I feel like he knew this was happening.
Yeah, so we're going to step aside. When we come back, we will hear from Coach Hal and learn more about what he feels about this Bobcat and Bears matchup, because the one thing we haven't talked about, Rex, this Bobcat team, they've had 3 weeks off. So we'll talk about that. That's all coming up next. Thanks for tuning in here on 106.9 FM, 1390 AM, The Fan.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
When a client walks into the office, I want them to feel like they have a team that is full-time working for them.
We really start from the ground up, setting our goals, understanding your situation, and then building the plan to maximize that quality of life.
Your Cache and Box Elder County McDonald's take pride in being part of our community. Your local McDonald's is hiring with flexible hours, tuition reimbursement, and great pay. Start your career today. Apply at careers.mcdonalds.com. McDonald's is an equal opportunity employer committed to a diverse and inclusive workforce.
First things first, I'ma say.
Well, it's playoff time. It's the second round of the playoffs, and the Skyview Bobcats are hosting the Bear River Bears. And Coach, you've been off for 3 weeks. It feels like the start of a new season, other than that it's just cold, not really super hot. But with that 3-week layoff, do you really focus, because you're facing a team you've faced before, do you focus on yourself this 3 weeks, or do you focus more on what they showed against Spanish Fork?
Well, we didn't know who our opponent was going to be until last Friday night late, and so those 2 weeks previous to that, we really worked on A, getting healthy, B, getting stronger, C, really trying to iron out some of the wrinkles, some of the things we didn't feel like we were doing really well. We had 3 weeks of great practices. Now hopefully that reveals itself tonight, but 3 weeks are really about the best practices we've had in a long time, so super proud of our guys and their preparation. As far as preparing for Bear River, you go back and you examine the film and you look at the mistakes we made and try and clean those up, and then you also look at that was week 2 of region, and so now we're looking at what things are they doing really well on both sides of the ball and try to counter those things, because teams evolve and get better and change, and so the trick is to play better the second time around.
Well, Coach, you do face this Bear River team last week against Spanish Fork. They really showed their three-headed monster with Olsen, Talon Marble, and Jace Roberts. How do you go and defend against guys like that?
They're a really, really good football team. I'm super impressed with what Coach Waite's done in his second year, getting his team going and creating his brand of football over there. You're right, they have 3 really good players on offense, and we've got to account for them and know where they're at. I think one of the ways we can do that is to put some pressure on them as far as when we're on offense, finding ways to score every time we get the ball. But I also think defensively, looking at the way they utilize those guys on offense, and then finding ways schematically and from a matchup standpoint that allows us opportunities to be successful.
Well, Coach, I guess then we'll just ask for the keys to the game. Obviously, you got to score more, but what are the keys for you guys?
Well, I think the turnover margin is going to be huge. I think it's critical that we get some turnovers tonight and then don't turn the ball over. I also think it's critical that we don't allow them to have a bunch of explosives on offense and force them to march the length of the field. The other thing I really think is, their quarterback has developed as a really good runner, and so our ability to contain him in the run game is going to be really important as well.
All right, Coach, we appreciate your time. We'll talk to you after the game.
Thank you.
Again, that was Coach Hal. We caught up with him pregame, and that is brought to you by Great Basin Graphics, a proud sponsor of Skyview Sports. We're going to step aside as they get the national anthem going, but we'll be back right after this.
This is Dave Simmons. Partner with the pros at Les Olson IT for all your office technology. Everything from copiers to outsourced IT services. Think of lesolsonit.com.
Les Olson IT.
DD Auto and Salvage is going to pay you the most for junk vehicles. Get rid of your junk vehicles today. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
Good news for all school teachers and students. Logan Cash Rich Credit Union is offering ultra-low interest rates on auto loans and more. Plus, they pay school students for good grades. Inquire at Logan Cash Rich Credit Union. Member-focused, goal-driven.
Great Basin Graphics has quality screen printing, detailed embroidery, and award-winning graphic designers. The right look, the right design, the perfect fit. Get noticed with GBG. Get your order in today for spring products. Google Great Basin Graphics for screen printing and embroidery. 966 West 400 North in Logan.
Old Gristmill on South Main Logan, 4th North Logan, and now Smithfield offer Cache Valley that famous lunch special and natural bread baked the right way. Get your made-to-order lunch or baked goods at Cache Valley's Best of Northern Utah gold-winning bakery. The Old Gristmill, here for you.
From what's happening in local political elections, to breaking news, to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CacheValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CacheValleyDaily.com.
Cheer for your team.
Welcome back to Skyview High School. It's the second round of the 4A state playoffs. It's the Bobcats and the Bears here in Smithfield. John Newbold, Rex Davis with you. Peyton Butters on camera for us tonight on CacheValleyDaily.com. Your video experience is powered by Adams Wealth Advisors. So again, Great Basin Graphics was the sponsor of our coaches' comments as the captains go to the middle of the field for the coin toss, as the Bobcats and Bears meet for the second time this season. The winner of this game will face the winner of Green Canyon and Salem Hills. That game will take place over in North Logan, and that's an 8-9 matchup. Other games going on that feature Region 11 teams. Mountain Crest, number 12 seed, is at number 5 Timpanogos. And Ridgeline is hosting, they're the 6th seed, and they're hosting the number 11 seed Stansbury, a rematch of a game earlier this season that Ridgeline won by 1. All those games start at 6, so we'll try to keep you up on those scores as well. But like we mentioned, Skyview hasn't played in 3 weeks. It'll be interesting to see how crisp they are, and not so much like what they're crisp as far as like playing football on the field, but just mentally that edge that you need to have for a playoff game, because Bear River's already had that one under their belt last week.
Well, it can go either way, John. You might develop a little rust not playing games, not having active games. They had the end of season break, and then they had the first round bye. And you know, if I know anything about Coach Howell, though, he's using that time, and like he said in his interview there, they're using that time to get healthy, which is big.
Yeah, and that was big. And so the Bobcats win the coin toss. That's been a rarity this year, but they elect to defer. So that is getting closer to kickoff. But just to give you a sense, so 16 teams left in the playoffs, and of the 4A 16 teams that are left, Bear River points for, they're averaging 31 points a game, which ranks 9th in 4A, and points allowed, they're 16th, giving up 28 points a contest. The Bobcats are second in scoring at 39.4 points a game, and they're 7th defensively, allowing 20.5 points per game. And just looking at these teams, the Skyview is 60% rush and 40% passing on the season, and Bear River is 49% passing and 51% rushing. And when you hear that how balanced Bear River is, it's a little bit surprising to me. I thought it would be more pass-heavy, Rex, but that really, I mean, it's 50-50 there almost. And after watching the game last week against Spanish Fork, hey, it's good. The Bear River, Owen Olson can sling it.
Well, and that's what I was just going to say, John, is that Owen Olson, he does a lot of running too. The balance is brought by Owen Olson, both passing and rushing the ball. Here comes the kickoff team.
So again, the Bobcats The Logo Shop is the sponsor of our uniform check. And the Bobcats are in blue uniforms, blue helmets with the white numerals and white pants. Bear River in white helmets, black pants, and the red numerals. And we are about underway. There's the whistle. The Bobcats will be kicking right to left on your radio dial to the north. A low squibber. Don't think it was on purpose. He miskicked it. That's received at the 20, up to the 30-yard line, and taken down. I just think he miskicked that. And the upback, Quade Murray, the sophomore for the Bears, got it at the 20 and got up near the 32-yard line.
Yeah, I don't think that was intentional either, John. It kind of took a weird spin off his foot, but that sets Bear River up with good starting field position.
So from Bear River, from their own 33, .11:54 in the game. First down, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, just missed there on a little outside route, and Bear River's going with a little bit of tempo here to start the game.
So on second down, under center is Olsen. He's going to hand it off on a fly sweep to the right side, trying to get upfield. That's Jace Roberts, and he's knocked down for a short gain.
I like the call because Jace Roberts is so explosive. You got to try to get the ball in his hands some way, somehow, but they hold him to just a gain of 1.
So 1-yard rush. I think the cold is affecting my pen.
Yeah, I'm having the same issue.
So 3rd down and 9 at the 34-yard line. Their own Olsen in shotgun, sends Marble in motion. Olsen looking. He throws to Marble outside. It's complete. He goes and retreats. Hans Herman there, knocking him back. He'll get forward progress, Rex. But he retreated as soon as he caught it to try to find a hole, and he couldn't.
Wow.
And I think he lost 2 yards. He did on that pass out there to Marble.
That is how you close on a receiver in space. Everything Hans Herman just did was absolute textbook perfection. Great job by him.
So the punt is away. It goes off the side of the foot and out of bounds. So Skyview will have the ball after that punt. Sorry, we're working on some things in here.
We're going to have our camera operator, Peyton Butters, check the HDMI cables out there. We might have a disconnect on the camera.
So Skyview starts on their own 33. We got the screen back, so Peyton doing a great job there. 1st and 10 Bobcats, 2 receivers to each side. Egbert in the backfield on first down. No score, 10:44 in the first quarter. Hand off to Egbert up the middle. Big hole! 40, 45, 50. He's going to go the distance on the first play from scrimmage for the Bobcats. Egbert into the end zone. What a start for the Bobcats.
What a play by Brevin Egbert all the way to the house. And I am so sorry if you're watching along with us on CashValleyDaily.com. We're going to try to get that screen figured out.
So 67-yard touchdown run by Egbert. And the cold is affecting all the wires here. But
go here in studio real quick and then try to go back.
And we're froze. So extra point on the way, and it's up and good. So Skyview strikes first on their first play from scrimmage, just right up the middle, 67 yards with 10:33 in the first quarter. It's Skyview 7, Bear River nothing. We're going to step aside and come back right after this.
Your logo on just about anything. That's what they do at the Logo Shop. Businesses, teams, booster clubs, school organizations, call the Logo Shop and have them show you the possibilities. The Logo Shop, committed to schools, teams, and youth groups.
RPMs raise your BPMs, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Welcome back to Skyview High School. We're going to work on the video, so what we're going to do is we got to restart the computer, so I'm going to keep track of the plays, so if you lose us for a second, just be patient with us. We'll be back right after this.